Horror experience at Mehandipur Balaji Temple. Mehandipur Balaji Temple, Rajasthan, India, 2018. I never believed in the supernatural. Not truly. I thought jinn, spirits, and possessions were stories people told to scare children or tourists. But that all changed the moment I set foot in Mehandipur Balaji Temple, in Rajasthan, India. During the winter of 2018, I had traveled there as part of a cultural documentary. My team consisted of just 3 people, me, my assistant Ravi, and our sound engineer Sneha. We had heard legends about the temple, that it was a place where exorcisms were performed, and where some visitors claimed to experience the presence of jinn. I laughed at the warnings locals gave, thinking it was exaggeration. We arrived late afternoon. The temple was surrounded by arid plains and a narrow dirt road leading from the highway. The sun was dipping low, casting long shadows that seemed to reach out like fingers across the ground. The walls of the temple were painted in fading reds and yellows, worn by centuries of ritual fires and incense. The air smelled heavily of camphor and burnt offerings. Locals had warned us, do not stay after sunset. Many who enter after dusk. They do not leave the same. I scoffed at the statement. Our first hour was uneventful. We filmed the priests performing evening rituals, captured close-ups of the intricate carvings on the walls, and interviewed a few devotees. I noted their serious expressions, the way some trembled slightly while recounting experiences inside the temple, but then the atmosphere changed. Around 6:30 p.m., the sky darkened unusually fast. A cold wind swept across the temple courtyard, despite the desert heat earlier in the day. The usual sound of cicadas had vanished, replaced by a low, almost imperceptible hum. It was a vibration in the air, something you could feel rather than hear. Ravi, holding the camera steady, whispered, "Do you feel that? It's like the walls are alive." I laughed nervously, trying to dismiss it. Then it happened. From one of the side rooms, we heard a thump, followed by faint murmurs. Not human speech, something older, guttural, and resonant, echoing unnaturally through the temple halls. Sneha clutched my sleeve, pale. I stepped toward the room, insisting there was nothing there. The door was slightly ajar. The inside was dark, only the flickering flame of a distant oil lamp illuminating the carvings on the wall. Shadows danced unnaturally across the figures carved in stone. They looked almost alive. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind me with a force that rattled the entire wall. My heart jumped. I ran to it, but it wouldn't budge. The chanting began then, low, rhythmic, and overlapping. It was not coming from any priests we could see. I screamed for Ravi and Sneha, but my voice seemed to vanish. It felt like the temple was absorbing our words. Then I noticed a figure in the corner of the room, tall, cloaked in black, head tilted unnaturally, unmoving at first. Its eyes, if they were eyes, glowed with a reddish light that seemed to burn through me. I froze. The room temperature dropped drastically. My breath formed clouds. Something pressed against my chest, heavy and invisible, like the weight of hundreds of unseen hands. Ravi and Sneha finally broke through the door. But the figure had moved closer, almost gliding toward us. The air was thick, stifling, and the chanting louder, almost deafening now. I grabbed Sneha's hand, and we bolted for the main courtyard. Outside, the wind had intensified into a storm, swirling dust and ash across the open space. The temple bells rang loudly, but no one had touched them. The priests were nowhere to be seen. We ran blindly down the dirt road toward our vehicle. But the path seemed to stretch endlessly. Each step felt like it took forever. Occasionally, from the corners of our vision, we would glimpse shadowy forms moving quickly, always staying just behind us. Never fully visible, Ravi tripped over a loose stone, and when he looked up, he swore he saw a figure standing on the temple roof, head tilted, observing us silently. I didn't dare look back. Sneha was crying, whispering prayers she had never spoken before. After what felt like hours, but was probably 20 minutes, we finally reached the car. I started the engine, and the headlights revealed nothing but the barren desert. Yet, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was following us. The shadows seemed to flicker across the sand, stretching unnaturally, then vanishing. We didn't stop until we reached the nearest town. Only then did the feeling of weight on my chest lift. And only then did our voices return. Later, I learned that Mehandipur Balaji Temple is famous for exorcisms, and many who enter claim to experience the presence of spirits or jinn. Priests told us we had witnessed a rare manifestation, a spirit particularly attached to the temple grounds. I will never return. I will never forget the sensation of eyes burning through me, the pressure, the chanting, or the shadows moving with intelligence. Even now, sometimes in my dreams, I hear the chanting, the low hum that vibrates in my chest, and see a figure, tall, black, head tilted. Waiting.